Hey, unemployed gamer here. Welcome back. How are you? And I'm here a little bit hyper, more than usual, because I had my coffee. And today I am here to give you my short and simple list of my top eight favorite Disneyland rides. And who doesn't love the happiest place on earth, right? And well, I'm gonna do Disneyland rides only. I'll do California Adventure at another episode because I also love California Adventure. But these are my favorite top eight Disneyland rides. And here we go. Number eight, I'm gonna go with the Haunted Mansion, and this one's a dark ride, a dark attraction. First time I set foot on the mansion, I didn't know what to expect, but let me tell you, it's definitely a cool ride. It's not scary at all. Cool special effects, cool music, and it'll keep you entertained. And the cool part is during Halloween and during Christmas, it becomes the nightmare before Christmas, believe it or not. And it's really cool if you're a fan of the movie. You'll have the music, you'll have all the characters. Really cool indeed. Definitely one of my favorite rides that recommended. So that made it to number eight. And we're gonna go to number seven, and I'm gonna pick Peter Pan's Flight. Believe it or not, this is actually a really cool ride, and it's a rail suspended kind of dark ride. And it's one of the few that is still operating from the original attractions that were built back in 1955. So that's pretty cool that it's still going. It's one of the oldest rides, and I admit it is definitely one of my all-time favorites. And I think it aged pretty good. The story and the music and the art, of course, are all based on the animation, from Disney, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful ride, and you'll keep saying wow, and you'll be seeing your kids' faces at the end of the ride, and believe me, it's real cool, and it's priceless just to see them, jumping around. How cool this ride is. Anyways, number seven is Peter Pan's Flight, and we're gonna go number six, Big Thunder Railroad, and this one is a mine train roller coaster, and it's located in Frontierland. And it's an amazing ride, honestly. It's real fast. I mean, it's not like the fastest coaster because it only reaches speeds to up to 35 miles per hour. But I always ride this sucker at least two times. When I go visit Disneyland. The sound effects are cool too. It makes you feel like you're in a train station. You're listening to all those cool train sound effects. But this one's perfect for kids too. If you have kids, trust me, they're gonna love it. I mean, who doesn't like trains, right? But anyways, number six for Big Thunder Railroad, and we're gonna move on to number five, Star Tours. This motion simulator ride is based on Star Wars, of course, and this was my second favorite all-time motion simulator ride style. Back to the Future, the ride is my first. Back at Universal Studios when they used to have it. Well, this one it's kind of similar, but Star Wars. This one impacted me when I was a little kid, visiting Disneyland for the first time. I remember getting on there and not knowing what this was gonna be. But I got goosebumps the minute we went into Lightspeed. I was mind blown. I was looking at the robot Rex, which is voiced by Paul Rubens, by the way, which is Pee Wee Herman. Cool trivia. Anyways, now it's called The Adventure Continues, which is also amazing, and essentially the same thing. They just actually change the storylines, and it's in 3D. I still got goosebumps though. And fan or no fan of Star Wars, this one's a must. And if you have kids, as always, you need to get them on here. They are definitely gonna remember this ride, believe me. Let's move on to number four, and I'm gonna pick Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's one of my favorite rides as well since back in the day when my first visit. It's a dark ride. It goes in the water. It has a cool theme, a pirates theme, and the best thing, of course, is the catchy song. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Ba ba da ba ba da ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. I love the auto animatronics on this one. And keep in mind it was built in '67, so pretty cool, And I'm always wondering what people thought back then. I mean, because me, when I got on there, I mean, it was the 90s and I was blown away, you know. My favorite part, though, of course, are the drops, which, spoiler alert, sorry, there is a couple of drops. Um, and it's a cool ride to relax, you know. Like, this ride is exactly 15 minutes and 30 seconds long, which is a long time for a ride, you know. Pirates of the Caribbean holds up more than ever now. They updated to they included Jack Sparrow from the movie, and they added him, I think, in like two, three different parts of the area. But it's still cool, and definitely on my top favorite rides. Number four, of course. And now we're gonna move on to number three, and of course, I am picking Splash Mountain. It's a lock fume dark ride, and it's probably the best. You know, it beats all the copycats out there. You know, of course, the same thing. When I got on this ride for the first time, I was really terrified. You know, you see the drop and you're like, whoa. You know, from the outside. Once you hit the first drop, though, you get wet and everything is gonna turn into laughs and smiles. The audio animatronics are also amazing. You'll be humming their song, you know, sippity doo da, sippity I. Anyways, the best part, the final drop, 50 feet. You drop at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, which is insane and amazing. And then, of course, you're going to get soaked. And one more thing, remember they snap a picture of your scared to death face before the drop. So make sure you get a good picture. Anyways, I'm gonna move to number two. Number two is gonna be the famous dun 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 dun. You guessed it, Space Mountain. Space Mountain is a indoor space theme roller coaster. And if you've never been on a roller coaster, I think this one's a good coaster to start. And not only because it's freaking cool as hell, but the experience is amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's art, you know. From the beginning, you're in for a treat, you know, with all the lights and all the special effects. And once you hear the music, you know rock and roll is here to stay. You can see stars. Everything is dark. You don't know what the hell is going on, where you're going. But it makes it more exciting, you know. You don't even know where all the twists and turns are and the ups and downs. You're going incredibly fast. But believe it or not, it feels like it, but you're only going 30 miles per hour, but it's still freaking amazing, you know. During a couple of months, I believe it is, I don't know the exact weeks or months, they do turn it into Hyperspace Mountain, which is essentially the same thing. It's just a Star Wars version of it. But yeah, make sure you grab a fast pass because this was the one you cannot miss at all. And I feel bad if it is closed due to construction or whatever. This is an amazing ride and it's incredible. Period. And that's it. Let's move on to number one. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Indiana Jones. And this one's an enhanced motion vehicle dark ride, and it's my all-time favorite. I would go to Disneyland right now as I'm talking, making this video. I would ride it once, and I'm gonna be satisfied. That's how awesome this ride is. And I can't remember if I became an Indiana Jones fan after riding this incredible ride. When I was a kid, or I was already a fan, and then I fell in love with the ride. I don't remember, but I love it so much, you know. Even making the line for the ride is cool with plenty of things to interact with. One of a kind, honestly. If you've never seen the film, don't worry. You're still gonna love this ride because it's so much fun. You know, once you hear the music from Indiana Jones, you'll start getting goosebumps. You know, my kids actually never seen the movie and they became fans after getting on this ride. You know, so I remember after the ride, my son wanted to watch other movies, and we did, you know. And keep in mind, there's three different gifts. You can go through three different experiences on the ride. It could be the Fountain of Eternal Youth, Chamber of Earthly Riches, or Observatory of the Future. Same experience, it's just a little bit of differences in the colors and the special effects. But it's still cool regardless, you know. I still like going to different routes. And like I always say, towards the end, I always clap every time Even if I rode it 6 times that day, I'm always clapping because it deserves it, and it deserves a standing ovation. Honestly, it's an amazing ride, and this is my number one ride of all time. You want to get into Disneyland and you want to run towards Indiana Jones. That's how amazing this ride is. And anyways, those are my top 8. And thanks for watching. Until next time, or until I get a job, get busy living, my friends. And whenever you have a chance, go to Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Your kids are gonna love it. And so are you. Have a good one, my friends.